what nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89, and today's hashtag anime nerdigan review is going to be for Berserk 2017, episode 3, also known as episode 16, the title being Banner of the Flying Sword. Now, just in case you don't know how my anime nerdigan reviews works, basically I have the manga up while I am watching the anime, and I make sure that everything is matching. If, like, the scenes are changed, if chapters are skipped, and basically just everything except for word changes, unless the context of the dialogue is completely different from what the manga intended. Anyway, let's get to this review. So, last episode there was some chapters skipped, but I'm glad I could say this. They started this episode off at chapter 1, at the end of chapter 182 and went into 183. I am very, very happy with this because I was worried they were going to skip out on all this content, but damn, I am underestimating you, Berserk anime. I really am. There was something skipped, and there was a contextual thing that was kind of bothering me, which was when the princess, or I should say the former princess, said, she said that's, and there was no question mark. It was just a statement. In the manga, it is a question. And I gotta say, this scene, it was perfect panel for panel for the most part, with the exception of when for the second volley of the arrows, they just showed a light. They didn't show like everyone's shocked faces. They were this was skipped as well. After the impossible, no way, impossible, it cut off there. Excuse me. They didn't say this was really skipped. Not one arrow. Did he dodge? It just went to impossible, and then there was the rest of it. No way could he. Not that many. A coincidence, but and then they went to then the fool's part was there. This was skipped though. Of course it's a mere coincidence, and that was completely cut. And then it just went to why are you just standing there? And then second volley fire. Well, they didn't say the volleys, but that didn't bother me. It just said fire. But oh my god, like I'm so happy right now. You have no idea. Minus the the minor things, I'm very freaking happy. I'm hoping that the rest of Berserk is like episode 1. If it is like done that way, I am going to be extremely happy. I gotta say, chapter 183 as well as 182 was just about perfect. It was really close to being perfect. I mean, yeah, there was a couple of things shortened, I should say, but it doesn't bother me that much. Like, this is really, really good. This is what I wanted. And this is kind of similar to episode, how episode 1 was, but the difference between this and episode 1 was that everything was there, like a frame, oh my god, panel per panel / frame for frame. It was just perfect. This was actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. This is definitely better than episode 2 by far. This definitely is. This is I'm so fucking happy right now. I really, really am. Oh my god, I gotta say right now, Rakasis, oh my fucking god, he is beautifully animated. He is so fucking creepy. And if you look at the manga, how the shading is done on him is just about as close you could get to the manga. It's so nice. Oh my god, there's so much hope right now for this anime. I'm so happy. You have no idea. I was scared that this anime was going to go the way of episode 2, but no, it's not. Oh my goddamn god. I am so fucking happy. Let's talk about Naga. Oh man. Naga is so beautiful. Like, oh my god, the animation this season is so amazing. Oh my god, his attack is beautiful. Oh my god, like, I'm about to cry. I am so fucking happy right now. Like, this is done so nicely. Oh my god, you have no idea how happy I am right now. And I almost forgot, there was another night that I almost fucking forgot. that was shown up in 183. That was just beautiful as well. I have to fucking at least admire it. And that was Locust. Locust looked so good. Like all the knights that are part of the new Band of Hawk look so freaking amazing. I'm so just, oh my god. I feel like us Berserk fans are finally getting the anime that we wanted. This is the anime that I wanted. So they changed the order of events in chapter 184, but the thing is I'm not mad about it because it actually works. The flow works really, really nicely here. That we finished the scene at finished the Hawk of Light scene and the rest of the inner monologue there. I'm totally fine with this. I am very, very fine with this. And then going to shit. Fuck. Hold on a second. Shiriki. Then we're going to see Shiriki right after that. I am totally fine with this. I really, really am. I don't know if anyone else is pissed off, if any of you are pissed off, but I really am liking that this scene, like, completed itself, and then we go to Shiriki. I'm down with this. I am very, very down with this. But I wish they would have just went to Shiriki, but, with the bird thanking the bird and shit, but it skips back to where we left off in the previous episode. Instead of going straight to Shiriki, we go to back to where it was left off, which was at the end of chapter 190, and go into chapter 191. Like, I'm kind of annoyed that we didn't get Shiriki before this, but if we get it, if we got it later on, there had to be a reason for it. But if it's completely cut, then it's just going to be fucking annoying. But I still think it's goddamn annoying that Shiriki is not in this episode. That's just my opinion. But you guys could be. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I just wish she was there. I gotta say, the facial expressions are so fucking perfect. I'm so happy. Some of the Puck stuff was kind of off a little bit. Like they didn't, because I think it's because last episode they didn't show that about the disciple stuff. But I love Puck's face. It's so cute. But this was also skipped as well. Well, we'll see about that. The night's long. Yeah. But then it skips that and just goes straight into Guts' inner monologue, which is beautiful. I'm so happy. Dude, so happy we're getting a good anime. Oh my fucking god. By the way, the thing that was skipped from chapter 184, before I continue on with the rest of this review, I gotta mention it or it's gonna drive me nuts. But what it is, it says, you're back. Because remember, Shiriki's soul was in the bird. Thank you. Why do you have to use a bird? Nearing that force field as a luminous body was perilous. One mistake and I'd be lost in the astral world. Gee, Shiriki, you're so tough to understand. The angel is the hawk of darkness, the master of the sinful black sheep, the king of the blind white sheep, the one who shall call down upon the world an age of darkness. And then that's the part that was skipped from 184. But also, this was cut off too. And I wish they would have had this in before the break. They cut off the monologue, or Guts' inner monologue, which was the last part here, which just says, again, the curtain of night descends. And instead it just goes into the battle scene. It kind of bothers me because because the thing is they were doing the whole freaking monologue, inner monologue. Why just not just finish the monologue and then go into the break? It would have been so perfect to do that. But whatever, I can't, what I'm getting is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm fucking happy as hell. Otherwise, besides, the skip scene and the, the monologue getting cut off, I'm pretty goddamn happy. So this whole scene was really skipped, and that kind of bothers me a little bit, which was, damn it, they plan to carry off everything. Lord Mule, do you seriously intend to engage them? Enough, Sardis. Now that we're here, you have cold feet? Standing back, watching them violate our land is the ultimate insult to a member of Midland's nobility. I can never face the royal family. But Lumius is a small, fiefdom. Your family is not even permitted to enter the royal palace. There is no need for us to risk our lives in duty to the royal family. Then what of my father and brothers who died in heroic defense of the castle? You mean they died in vain? All the more reason, my lord, so that the bloodline will not be cut off. I heard this from my lord while he was alive, that there is a resistance force going around liberating various areas from the Kushan within occupied Midland. It is saying that commanding them is our hero and savior from the 100-Year War, the White Hawk Count Griffith. But I heard that Count Griffith died. That 3 years ago he was arrested for treason and died in prison. Excuse me. It is also said he was rescued by his men and escaped the capital. The details are unknown, but instead of gambling the doom of your family on this reckless fight, perhaps it would be more prudent for now to abandon this territory and unite ourselves with the resistance force. The White Hawk isn't it simply a rumor? But if it's the truth, Lord Mule, please exercise prudence in this. Then it goes on to say, those are our people. They don't know the castle fell, and on their way, they ran into Kushan. There's women and children too. Lord Mule, this isn't about royal devotion or my honor as a noble. And then it goes into the manga canon, and that goes on to the end of chapter 191. For the most part, I've noticed this with 191 and also back at 184, is that they skip like at least one scene. And that kind of bugs me because, I mean, it's better than what we had for episode 2. I'm not going to lie, but I wish they would have kept the scenes in there. I mean, it would have been nice. But anyway. So the first part of chapter 192 is skipped completely, and that kind of annoys me a little bit, which was this part here. Hold on, let me just make sure I have it. Enemy remnants general, how cunning. Send the war slaves to meet them. Don't forget the arrows of our archers are always aimed at your backs. If you want to live, survive this battle. Go! And they sent them down there and just were fighting them. And they're not Kushan. No, they're Midland prisoners. Wait, Midland prisoners? Haha, these war slaves are one of the primary reasons our empire has expanded its territory so. Restrict our own casualties to a minimum, and yet break the enemy's fighting spirit considerably. Then as long as we keep winning, there's no need to replenish our forces. The more war we wage, the more war capacity we have. It is this strategy itself, backed by fear, that has made our great long-lasting campaign possible. Archers forward. The enemy begins to waver. Prepare a volley. Fire. Firing on their allies too? Despicable. Cavalry, charge, exterminate them. They attacked us with those numbers. Those prepared for death will not become war slaves. Kill them all. Oh my fucking god. And then it gets into the manga canon where we see the arrows being shot at the Kushan soldiers, and it's going back to the manga canon. It's just really annoying that we are skipping scenes. I understand why, because they want to do so much, but the thing is, the difference between this and episode 1 is that with episode 1, it had literally every fucking scene in here to a T. This doesn't, and I'm kind of annoyed by it. I really am. It's like, dude, just make up your fucking mind. But I will say this is kind of, to me, like a happy medium, I guess you could say, between episode 1 and 2, even though I want episode 3 to be more like episode 1. I guess it's not realistic. I don't know. We were doing so well. I guess if they're just gonna cut a scene per chapter, I guess. As long as they're not cutting too much stuff out, I'm not completely pissed. But they're cutting out a scene per chapter. That's what I've noticed, and I'm curious what you nerdigans think about this. Is it's close to what I want, but ideally I want everything in there, like in episode 1. But I guess that's getting my hopes too high. But whatever. A lot was skipped from this. Which was, where the fuck are you? After the reinforcements. There's who the hell are they? A few dozen of them are routing our cavalry of 500. Don't be disturbed. Not by so few horsemen. Spread out and surround them. Show them the full power of the Kushan cavalry's continental conquest. That was skipped as well. I'm just going through my notes to make sure I've covered everything before we move on to the next chapter. This was skipped too, where the what are they was basically, but the monsters part was cut out. Like, I wish they would have still had that. And even a little bit more of the battles cut off. I mean, this was saying, this was cut off as well. You mustn't retreat, or skipped, I should say. You mustn't retreat, the enemy numbers less than 100. You called yourselves Kushan elite? And then we even missed, like, one of the knights just, like, chopping people off. And then it goes on to say, giants, general, could these be the forces about which word was received going around liberating various posts we've taken? That's no mistaking. That emblem is, and then it goes to that, and then it goes, then you see Griffith there as well, and then it goes back into the manga canon. So the first part of chapter 193 is skipped. As well, and I've gotten to the point that they're just taking content out of the fucking chapters. It's like, come on, anime, you were doing so goddamn well. Stop cutting shit out. But anyway, we missed this was skipped. Follow the hawk. Well, what a magnificent arrowhead formation. They're carving right into that large army. Amazing. There's no mistaking it, Lord Mule. That emblem, it is the Midland Resistance Force, the Band of the Hawk. That knight in the silver armor is our kingdom's hero himself, the White Hawk, Count Griffith. The White Hawk, Griffith? Don't fall behind. This is our fiefdom. Watch out! Halt! Stray arrows? What was that in my mind? That was close. If we'd taken another half step, could that have been? And then it's goes into the life force blanketing the battlefield, that kind of thing. And goes back into the manga canon as well. Then this was skipped as well after the general's head was cut off, which was, the general's dead. What? And then Griffith says, I've killed the leader. Finish off the rest of them. Retreat. That's what the Kushan says. And then they go on to say, we won? And then Griffith takes off his helmet. And then it goes into, what a disaster. By no more than 1,000 enemies at best. No, in actuality, by that vanguard of a mere 100. 500,000, or not 500, I'm sorry. 5,000 of Kushan's proudly ever victorious elite were routed with ease. So that's the light of, the Hawk of Light from the Bakaraka report. Perhaps now is no time to toss aside the mutterings of the priests as nonsense. I must hurry back to headquarters. Who are they? Staff officer. Wait, staff officer. When did they... Who? It's still too early to leave. We haven't yet seen blood. And we didn't get to see the rest of the slaughter of the Kushan army, which I wish we would have gotten to see. That would have been so fucking awesome. I wanted to see it. Duh! No, instead we go straight to the camp, which I really don't like. I want to see the rest of the battle resolved. I really don't like that they cut off a good chunk of the battle. I really don't. That really pisses me off a little bit. It was going so well. This anime is doing, you know, I'm not completely like just completely angry. But I'm still frustrated. I'm at the frustrated level. I'm not a pissed off level yet. It's just frustrating because there was all this good fight scene that didn't get to see any more blood and gore, and see the rest of the army completely destroyed. But you need to decide what you're gonna do, anime. Stop skipping shit. Seriously, I'm getting annoyed. This was skipped as well. First of all, Sonya didn't say her name, which was obviously Sonya. She did say, welcome to the Band of Hawk. And then this was skipped as well. Band of the Hawk? Right. Named after that legendary Band of the Hawk with the Hawk named after that legendary band of the Hawk. With the Hawk in command, it can't be anything else. Everyone asked Lord Griffith to name it so. Now come with me. You want to meet him, don't you? Meet Lord Griffith? And that was skipped. Like, there's so much skipped in 193. Now it's starting to piss me off a little bit. Like, I understand maybe skipping, like, one scene per chapter, but, like, 193, that was no goddamn excuse. There was just way too much skip from that chapter as well. And then it goes straight into 194. And I do like that the freaking inner monologue is there, to be quite honest. But anyway. We also don't get to see the Kushan, the Kushan dialogue that's going on, which would have been nice. Because what one of the soldiers is saying, they're obviously the Kushan's talking, and then he said, the other soldier says, keep your horse steadier. Try not to let the horse's barrel move up and down. And then it goes into the manga canon. This was skipped as well. Where are you? Here we go. Although in their empire they would apparently be called war slaves. And then the inner monologue was cut off, but this was the whole inner monologue right here. This bizarre overpowering sense. It's like I'm being stared down by some huge beast. Like half of it was cut off in the anime, and that's kind of annoying. This part of the dialogue was skipped as well. We are an army that has learned from the Kushan and refined itself. The Kushan command men only by fear, but we make use of both fear and incentive. That was cut off as well, which kind of bothers me. Stop cutting shit off! Or skipping it! Seriously, this is getting annoying! I don't understand why Locust's dialogue is being cut, because his dialogue is really, really good, because this was skipped as well. Thus, our reason for exposing them to the brunt of battle 3 times. Our bitterness does not soon vanish, but their offenses are judged. And more than anything, putting them in harm's way on the front lines means we can surely reduce casualties among our brethren, thus less tears shed by our women and children. And then it continues to say, I think this was skipped as well. I see your logic, but I can't abide it. Riding stirrup to stirrup with the enemies who stole my homeland and my family. You'll adjust, and then the rest of Locust's dialogue is pretty much correct. This part of the inner monologue was skipped as well, but I will say this, I am glad we're at least keeping the inner monologues here. Like, it's compared to like some animes who are extremely bipolar about inner monologues. I'm really happy that this one is very consistent with inner monologues for the most part, with the exception of episode 2 when they were in the flashback. They didn't do all the inner monologues that they were supposed to do. But this episode, I'm very happy with the inner monologues. But this was skipped. All sons of warriors grow up hearing bedtime stories about his tales of heroism, which that was really cut. That was cut off, and I thought that would be kind of cool if they would have mentioned it. That shit. This is skipped as well. This inner monologue was actually cut. Watch your step. It's dim in here. Are you all right? Mm-hmm. Who is this girl? Can she see through the darkness? Should I hold your hand? No. And it seems like she keeps reading my mind, or is it just my imagination? But then it goes back into the it goes to the correct inner monologue, and oh my god, the demons. The demons look so good! This animation ceases to amaze me. I am fucking loving this animation so much. This is so much better than last season. I cannot stress this enough. This was skipped as well from the conversation with the demons, which was, aren't you scared of us? You're an odd one. And then that just put me down already. Pervert was there. What the hell are you doing? Get your hands off of, and that was pretty much there too as well. But anyway, there's a couple things skipped as well, which was when Grumbeld said, I dislike jokes, and then Grumbeld said to the was thinking Irvine, who is the archer, when he looked in his direction, but I wish that was there. Now I gotta wonder, are you gonna start being bipolar anime? Really? This was skipped as well. There's a couple of things skipped. first of all, Sonia said, thanks, Sir Grumbeld. Not at all. And then he says, not at all. Sonia said, what use would be a guard against demons? Anyway, that was skipped. This was skipped as well when Sonia says, next time I'll bring you a corpse, our secret. Really? I'd like a woman, Miss Sonia. And then it goes back to the manga canon. This part was skipped as well. There was a conversation between Sonia and Yule, and which was this. I'm not. What are they? I'm not exactly certain myself. Are they human? You'll understand eventually. And then this is when compared to that bunch, the Kushans definitely do seem a lot more similar to us. At least it ends with us just hating each other as humans. But those soldiers, something's fundamentally different. It was like being a sheep wandering into a pack of wolves, a unilateral fear of the unknown. And this was there, a mysterious inhuman band of soldiers, but this was skipped. Heroes known the world over, and the Band of the Hawk. What is this place? And so for the most part, the scene of events was basically similar. It was basically with the same with the manga. Yes, there was stuff skipped, and I'm still not like ready to just say God damn it, because I'm saying God damn it because fuck, stop skipping shit, damn it. Seriously, because like I think I understand why they did it was so that they could fit like this whole part of the story in this episode, which is fine. But at the same time, it's like, if you need to cut it off, just cut it the fuck off, damn it. Seriously. Anime, stop being bipolar. I don't get this shit. You were doing all the inner monologues and now you're just gonna cut them off? Because Mules has a little thing here. He's thinking, Griffith, then this man really is the White Hawk. Yes, like everything else thus far that's been done in this chapter, or adapted from this chapter, has been perfect, but you fucking cut off the inner monologue. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. And another part of the inner monologue is completely cut. Where is this? It's a voice that sounds invigorating. As a war hero, I had imagined him to be a muscular, good-looking man, but he doesn't seem like a man or even human. And then it goes back into the inner monologue. The anime does this portion of Mule's inner monologue. So this episode is ending at the middle of chapter, or I'm sorry, like near the end of chapter 195. But I gotta say, compared to a lot of the other anime I've been watching, I am, especially compared to last year's Berserk, this is so much better. There is so much hope for this series. Like, I really, really, really love when it's following the canon, like, perfectly. But then they're cutting shit out, and I understand why, because they're trying to do all these chapters into one episode. And I actually think this was the way where it ended was actually a perfect way to end this episode, to be quite honest. I just wish that they wouldn't have cut out the Shiriki stuff. I wish they wouldn't have cut out the some of the battle and some of the dialogue as well. I just don't understand it. Like, God, it frustrates me a little bit, but I gotta say otherwise, like, the animation is perfect. I'm loving the voices. The voices are goddamn perfect. And the music is perfect. I mean, and the fighting scenes that they do show are really, really nice too. So I'm still keeping my fingers crossed for Berserk. I really am, because this anime is definitely better than last year. But there's still, the little problems with it. Like, when they're skipping tons of shit, it's like, come on, man. Really? But I guess some of the shit that they cut isn't important, but I mean, you're doing the inner monologues anyway, just finish them, goddammit! Just do it, please just do it. Anyway, I'm hoping that next episode they're not going to be cutting out so much shit, Especially since I understand why, because they had a retcon, or not retcon, I shouldn't say that. They had to like jump back a few chapters to cover all of that. So at least they covered the chapters. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what you think of this anime so far. I am fucking loving it. With the exception of those, you know, skip scenes and shit. But anyway, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. If you love what I'm doing and want to contribute to the Nerdigans Inc. expansion, there's a few ways you could do that. You could donate to the Nerdigans Inc. PayPal, Patreon, or purchase something off the Nerdigans Inc. Amazon wishlist. All of those links are in the everything's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow me on the Twits, aka Twitter, follow my Twitch channel, and friend me on PlayStation Network. That's all in the description box below as well. And until next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later. Bye!